Alright guys, welcome to Let's Make It Weird. My name is Matt.
My name is Julian.
And we are here to bring you the weirdest stuff, the strangest stuff, as we'll find out today, the dumbest stuff that we can possibly find on the internet.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to mention the dumbest stuff for it.
Yes.
I don't want to give the listeners any false hope that there's not going to be any dumb stuff.
Oh, there's going to be so many dumb things on here. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the do dinosaurs still exist topic.
Oh, great. I'll look forward to researching that.
I've looked into it. There's a lot of stupid YouTube videos out there. Really long ones. They don't need to be that long, but they are. Anyway, so today, the topic that we are going to be bringing you is the moon is fake. And obviously, you've all been lied to your entire lives, and you just didn't know it.
Luckily, a savior amongst the group, the Mad Revisionist, with such famous ideas as do Jews exist, and also the sun being fake. So, if
did
the
you
moon
also
is fake, then the sun is definitely fake.
Did you also find the one where he talked about donut holes, or about how because no one's ever seen a donut hole? Or that Dunkin' Donuts had to basically fake donuts with holes because they promoted it with holes, but then they didn't actually produce any with holes. So then they started to fake it and produce fake pictures.
So, but what is his? Just donuts don't exist.
He's got pages on it. I'm sure it's just his own ramblings, his meth-addled ramblings, but, you know.
So what is it that he believes that he's eating? Is it just nothing?
I don't think he eats donuts. I don't think this guy eats anything but, bologna and, processed cheese. Just rolled up together.
I just feel like this guy has an IV drip that is just constant LSD.
That would be rough to deal with, but hey, that's...
It would explain a lot of these things.
But you know what? I can see how you can go so crazy that you're normal again. You're just back...
Yeah, maybe he's just going full circle.
Yeah, you 360 back into it. And sure, everything's rainbow colored. It looks like you're looking through a prism, but at least you can deal with it.
Yeah, and it helps you realize things like how fake the moon is.
Oh, God. Anyway, so I'm not exactly sure how I came across the phrase that the moon is fake. I don't know what weird webpage I was reading, but it got me thinking: do people actually believe this? Yes, they do.
Yeah, with a lot of certainty.
Yes, there's a lot of very long, drawn out YouTube videos dedicated to this exact fact that the moon is a hologram. It's a shaky, poorly done CGI effect in the sky. And it's just basically because nobody owns a tripod. Is really what it comes down to.
Yes.
Those videos is you get a tripod, that moon's gonna stay still. I promise you that.
Yeah, no, these guys are just their hands can't stay still.
It's all of the Twinkie sugar.
This guy, I honestly can't describe this guy.
Well, I promise if you Google, the moon is fake, you will come up with his webpage is the first one. It's called the Mad Revisionist.nl. And if you know anything about historical revisionism, it's not good.
Not written by credible people.
No.
Is something I would say.
But this website is just a whole mess of shit. But basically, some of the biggest pages they have on there are about how the moon is fake, and all of the details that he can kind of throw at it to kind of create his narrative, if you will. But I guess I found about 5 points in this website, and across a number of web pages and YouTube videos that kind of just detail exactly why people think it's fake. And there's a bunch of people who actually throw a lot of, I guess, interesting ideas at it, but it's just, when it comes down to it,
again, these people live on, like, small ham cubes and cheese.
Bunch of spam.
Yeah, it's... The fact that these people are able to live past 50 is a miracle in itself.
Like David Icke?
Yeah, David, I'm sure that's something we'll cover later on, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, so I'm going to go over the 5 points that we'll cover as to why the moon is fake. First one, it's a hologram.
Yeah, the Mad Revisionist says that the reason why this is fake and why people believe it for so long is that the powers to be have decreed that we need this for whatever reason. Not entirely sure. I think he says that it's for religious reasons, or just to keep us in line.
Yeah, one of the things that I read, it was because we'd heard stories for so long that the moon was real, that they created a deity for us to worship at one point, and they just kind of had to keep going with it. It's
something that he kind of, you even just said that they've used it for so long. What does he clarify as so long? Because another point he has is the moon hasn't existed, the idea of the moon hasn't existed for the past 60 years. It's created 60, 80 years ago.
Yeah.
But he wants us to believe that it was invented to serve some sort of god.
Well, for the hologram one, the big thing was it was the space race. And what they wanted to do was they created the space race with Russia to kind of force their hand and basically have them use all of their resources, all of their money on a bunch of wars and trying to get to the moon when they should have been focusing on their economy, their people, their infrastructure. They did none of that. Instead, they focused on going to the moon. The problem is because NASA and the government and everybody spent so much money creating the moon, they had to keep the lie going at this point. This goes into, again, the moon landing being fake, because you can't land on a hologram, god dang it.
Of course.
No. But that was, out of all of them, that is probably the one that I would actually could consider being a CIA psychological warfare. They're like, oh, we'll just create this thing called the moon, and then we'll have Russia believe that there's a thing called the moon, and then we're gonna race everybody to it. They're gonna spend all their money.
This guy actually believes that multiple countries decided, oh, you know what? One country says that there's some crazy thing up in the sky. We should go there.
Yes.
We don't know where it is.
Exactly.
It's just this guy's methods of thinking. I don't understand them.
Well, then you're going to love the second point. That the moon is a balloon.
Okay. That's something aimable. You can try to, at least physically see it.
He says the moon is it obviously is a balloon because of how it so poorly navigates the sky.
Oh, so it's not a hologram.
No. These are theories of what it could be. So it could be hologram. It could be a balloon.
But he believes it is a balloon.
Well, we'll go on to what else he could believe it is.
This guy's just putting a lot of eggs in a lot of different baskets.
Crazy baskets. Those are my favorite baskets.
Yeah, the baskets that can't hold eggs, unfortunately.
No, they have egg-shaped holes all over them.
Yeah, she's just like, where do my eggs keep going?
The third point is the moon is a hallucination. Mm-hmm. Now, this is another point that I can see some of the... the truth of it is actually the wrong word. I guess I can see his line of logic. Maybe that means I'm crazy. But I think of it more as I understand where he's coming from. I just don't understand how he got there. This one basically states that, along the religious lines, that the Illuminati in particular, but the in general, has been forcing us to think that there is a moon, and then using all of the world's collective consciousness to focus their energy into projecting a moon and creating it so that it does things like move the tides and affect the weather and, affect the cycles of animals and stuff like that. It's our believing in it that's keeping it there. Okay. And it's also subject...
Questions, but I was going to ask a couple questions about his whole theories, but all right, that's fine.
Well, I was just going to say the rest of it was the whole other reason why they want us to keep thinking that there's a moon is because the more energy we put into that, the less energy we use in our own psychic evolution.
So so we're psychic.
Yes, so if you stop believing in the moon long enough, hard enough, and everybody starts believing in the moon long enough and hard enough, you'll be psychic again, and then you can fight the Illuminati with your Dragon Ball Z powers.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to start putting a little bit more time into that.
Yeah. In between,
the moon really doesn't. I'm not living next to oceans. Animals near me are not really going crazy. So, less time I'm thinking about the moon, more time I get psychic powers.
Yeah, exactly. And you can lift things with your mind and bring that Coca-Cola can closer to you.
Which is really all I'm going to be using.
Yeah.
Changing the channels.
Oh, seriously, just complete abuse of power. This is not what the ancients wanted for us.
Well, they shouldn't have created a moon.
Absolutely. It's just, and it kind of, that point actually kind of goes into the whole, consciousness actually exists, outside of your body. There's a collective consciousness that everybody can, access. And I think that that's an interesting point. I think that stuff like that can happen and does happen, but I don't think it's happening to make us create the moon. I just don't think it happens. Just saying.
Well, maybe his ideas are a little bit too far-fetched.
Yeah. They're a bit out there.
Throwing a bit of a Hail Mary, this guy.
We'll go over his thoughts about the sun in a little bit, so.
Yeah, we could do that.
Number 4, and this is probably the most popular theory out there, and you'll hear a lot about this, especially from David Icke. There was a big paper written about it by the Soviet Academy of Sciences back in 1920. That the moon is a spaceship brought here by some unknown alien, race.
Okay.
And one of the points that I heard brought up was the fact that our moon, is actually larger in size than any other moon in our solar system in comparison to the planet that it's revolving around.
Okay.
It's something like, I forget what they were trying to use as an analogy, but it is far more enormous than it has any right to be, because it's not like it was just captured in our orbit, is what people are saying. It's not like it's part of the Earth crust, like it broke off, because someone was saying that if it was part of the Earth crust, you'd be finding more of Earth's base minerals and stuff like that in it, but in fact you only find a select few minerals. In particular, the surface of the moon is very titanium rich, which is very strange, because it's not exactly found like that here on Earth. And there's a whole lot of other bullshit with it too, but Yeah.
So pretty much this is like a pity gift from other life because we didn't have such a great moon.
Yeah, they
Actually,
knocked
we
it
had
out of
no moon.
orbit. It's Pluto. No, what
Aliens
they're
are like, well, sorry guys, happy birthday.
yeah. No, they're saying it was like, some of like the original people to inhabit our Earth, piloted it here from outside the solar system. And that they lived on the inside of the planet. Or inside of the moon. And they hollowed it out and melted the inner core of it to create the outer crust, basically.
So the moon is hollow.
Yes, the moon is hollow.
Okay.
Yes, and it's got all engine parts.
Again, it's just some of these ideas I'm not fancy to. I'm learning. Is what it is.
I'm trying to teach you, man. I don't want you believing in the moon when we're done here.
Yeah, I mean, look at these psychic powers. I might get them, or the moon might just implode one day.
That would be sad. But then again, we'd be free.
Psychic powers.
Yeah. But how would we light our evenings? I guess with light bulbs.
Psychic, yeah.
Psychic
You
bulbs.
just carry a light bulb and psychically turn it on.
Mm.
Probably be brighter.
It'd probably be pretty bright, yeah. You'd have to hold it way above your head.
Yeah. We could invent something for that. It'll be like one of those hats that has a little spinny thing on it. Just put a light bulb on top of that.
I guess that's a way to look at it.
Hey, I mean, you gotta adapt.
But yeah, actually, there was like a 30-minute episode of, or a video on YouTube that David Icke was just ranting and raving about the moon being hollow and how, it's just ridiculous that we even think that it's real. That was just, was just so much fun.
He knows it's hollow, but he doesn't think it's real.
I think he thinks it's real, that it's really there, but it's not our moon. It's just a moon.
That happens to always be revolving.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm not... I don't know a lot about David Icke to question his authority.
He was wearing his turquoise shirts.
And not doing much for me.
No, he does not. He does not wear that color well either. I just got to say that right now. He is not a turquoise shirt kind of guy. Let's just say that.
Oh boy.
But
people around him are like, "You need to stop worrying about the moon. You need to worry about what you're wearing, man."
Yeah, seriously, dude, you can't be wearing shirts looking like that. One of the other things that they were saying too is that the because we didn't fake the moon landing, that when the capsule landed on the moon, it actually, when it hit the surface, it rang like a bell for 30 minutes, I think is what it was said. Which everyone's like, well, obviously, it's got to be hollow then. It's not just some weird anecdote. It's not some of the actual, moon lander that we hastily taped together, ringing for a half an hour. Could be that. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be the metal set that they clink some more metal on.
The Hollywood set that they were on. And another part for that one, actually, that they were mentioning too, was that some of the craters seem to be almost convex. They kind of like raise up in certain areas. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, if a meteor were to hit the moon's surface, it would create pretty deep craters, not like the craters that they have there, which are usually very shallow, very smooth. Some of them are actually, like I said, convex, so they kind of come up instead of go down. And
doesn't the moon have like canyons though?
Lot, I think so. Mountain ranges.
And their thought about this is just
what
different hollowed.
What it was the core of the moon, and then when they melted down the core of the moon to create the outer crust, huh?
It expanded parts of it.
Well, they pumped it out onto the surface.
Oh, okay, so
that's its shielding.
All right.
Yeah, dude, it's a spaceship.
Okay, all right. So it is a space rock. They are acknowledging that.
Yes, and then it's not a hallucination or a balloon or a hologram.
But it's been hollowed out so that it can be considered a ship.
Yes.
Okay. Again, just wrapping my head around some of these ideas.
It's not that hard. You just gotta keep.
I agree. It's not that hard, but a little bit redundant.
Well,
but let's go on. Let's keep this going. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw off this train.
I just want to say in part 5. Part 5 is it's a tough one because I don't know what else how to throw anything at this. That it's just a very bright star, very close star.
Well, I know in the Mad Revisionist, he believed that the ancients were actually looking at Venus.
Uh-huh.
But then he kind of throws away that notion and says that it was Venus at a time and is now somehow been replaced with a moon projection.
He just pushed it away.
Yeah, I wasn't very clear on the whole thing. Again, this guy lives with LSD in his veins and cubes of meat in his stomach.
I love cubed meat.
I don't think it's an everyday meal.
No, you can't survive on just Spam alone.
Mm-mm.
Shouldn't do it.
Or kosher hot dogs, apparently.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that one later.
I mean,
detail for another time.
Something else that I read is on the Mad Revisionist was that an ancient king made a pact with aliens to fake the moon and have everybody worship the moon. So and this was written just like this. They made a giant cardboard cutout, painted it with silver and reflective paint, and then launched it into orbit.
This is ancient times.
Yeah.
Thousands of years ago.
No, it was 2,000 years ago.
But they got paint.
Yeah. Reflective. Aliens did this, dude. Alien reflective paint.
They just went to the Space Home Depot before.
I need the reflective safety paint, please.
Yes. Alrighty. That'll be 13 space dollars.
Yeah, we're gonna need about 7 or 8 million gallons.
Yeah, that'll cost you.
Do you want them palletized, sir? Do you want them just on the pallets, or
can you put this onto my ship?
Yeah, can you load this for me? Do you guys deliver? Because I don't think I could fit this in the back of my hatchback.
Yeah. Just, man.
Well, do you want to go into why?
That's a bit of a long shot, yeah. That one. But the thing is that these guys adamantly believe in alien life, but they're having difficulty grasping a meteor-like object rotating around this planet.
Yes.
Yeah. They're picking some weird battles.
No one ever said they were picking the right battles, but they're definitely willing to pick weird battles.
It's just if you're going to believe something even further out there, how can you not believe the one that's a little bit more believable?
Something that's right here. There was a full moon last night, wasn't there?
Yes, it was very bright.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
But then again, that's just my telekinesis creating luminescent shine.
When you can't use your psychic abilities is when the moon is shining at its brightest.
Yeah, I think that's when people get headaches more, is when they see like a really bright, shining moon.
You know what? That's why there's more hospital visits during a full moon.
It makes sense.
Everyone goes fucking nuts.
And the werewolves, but...
Well, yeah, okay, we'll cover the werewolves, but yes, werewolf attacks are up on a full moon. They're definitely up.
Just brighter. I think that's what it is it's brighter. It has nothing to do with the affecting them.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're going to go out, why not have a full moon of shine?
Oh, dude, I love walking the dogs with a full moon.
Yeah.
It's so easy to see things.
So much easier. See? They've just been... Hollywood has tainted the idea.
So do you want to go into the moon being fake?
Yeah, I mean...
Or, I'm sorry, not the moon, the sun. The sun.
We could go into the sun being fake. I don't know if there's anything else we can actually cover with this moon being fake.
I mean... There's a lot of other bullshit that you can tack onto it, but none of it sounds...
It's just more support for these theories.
Well, none of it sounds any better. These are the best sounding theories, and they're all fucking horseshit.
Yeah, it's... Again, if you want to see what it is that we're just trying to tell you about...
Yeah.
Go see the Mad Revisionist.
madrevisionist.nl.
Or you know what? You want to get straight to the source? Type in "the moon, a propaganda hoax."
Oh my god!
You just pace yourself. You want to start there, and then you can go to his main website, and then just oof.
Oh yeah.
Then just jump head first.
Head first, do it.
Alrighty, we can start heading into this sunbeam, I hope.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot on that one webpage. How do you...
Can I just say, I love the bullshit math that this guy offers.
Give me some of his math.
Okay, well, the moon is said to be 384,000 kilometers from the Earth, and the sun, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. I'm trying to read. I'm honestly thinking he just put numbers up here. He just repeated numbers for the most part.
Yeah.
Since the sun has diameter of 109 times that of Earth, it is approximately... Okay, this guy doesn't give any... He's just saying the size.
Wait.
He's not doing anything. He's just saying that because it's larger, it should have a bigger effect.
What? That's really it?
If the sun existed, a horrible apocalyptic collision with the Earth would be expected. Okay. Since our planet... Yeah, I'll read this. You get into yours, because... I
gotta say...
It's hurting my head reading this.
My favorite point of evidence towards the sun being fake from this bullshit artist is, and I quote, "Because the sun is said to be very difficult to look at, this means there are no reliable eyewitnesses. This is very problematic. End quote. And then you also go into the fact that, okay, well, people have seen it through telescopes. They've taken pictures of it. Are those pictures faked? Okay, yes. I can see how his train of logic kind of like feeds into his craziness, but at the same time, it's fucking there, dude. We're getting into the winter season. We see it less and less. Don't make me worried that it's not real.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not that you can't see it. He even says it's just difficult to look at.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to look at.
Yeah, it's tough to look at. So it's not there.
Nope, doesn't exist.
Oh my god. This guy, I don't. It's like, what has to happen to you in your life for you to believe this?
I think you just get kicked in the head by a horse when you're a kid. And then everything's just pretty much downhill from there.
And oh my God. It's just everything. And I'll admit, maybe he has a little bit less confidence in this as opposed to his moon belief, because there is significantly less he offers.
Oh, yes.
10 from the sun. Did you see the bottom of his page?
No, what?
At the man, he has it signed off as 10 from the sun. Yeah, I'm trying to look at his mathematical impossibility, but it's just he's saying that if the sun can't, if the moon should be crashing into the Earth, because of course in his revisionist theories he says that if the moon is as large as it is, it should plummet to Earth.
Okay. Even though it's really like outside of the effect of our our gravity.
Oh, he says that if gravity actually played a part in the whole revolution thing, which obviously it does.
Yeah.
He says that the moon should eventually, or should have already, crashed into the Earth.
He's crazy.
Well, he's also saying that since the sun is so large, either we should have crashed into it, or the sun should have crashed into us, which I don't understand how we could have possibly pulled the sun to us, but
I guess it's a point of perspective.
It's just his theories. At least he believes that the sun is there.
At least he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
Oh, what a piece of shit. I love him. I wanna hang out with him and talk with him. I mean, not really.
He actually doesn't even give any sort of measurement thing. To compare and ratio the supposed sun-moon diameters and supposed sun-moon distances from Earth, divide 149,600,000, and that's it. It doesn't give like any sort of.
He kind of cut off.
He said the number, and then next to it it says sun-Earth distance.
Good for him.
That's about it.
Well, this is a good first episode.
And then he just hits no. Honestly, he might have stroked out in the middle of this.
He just stood up, walked away from his computer, did something else for about 3.5 hours, came back, and just continued on with another line of thought.
And he's like, "Oh man, there's supposed to be numbers here. All right, 3, 9." Just started typing them.
Fuck it, is what he said.
He's like, "Oh man, where are my notes? Well, this has got to go up one way or another."
Yeah. I ran out of toilet paper, so I had to use my notes as toilet paper. Well, I guess I'm going to have to fake it till I make it.
He's like, "No one's going to check this, man."
No.
Well, yeah, he's correct. I'm not going to check. I'm not going to check it because I don't believe it.
You don't even validate him to that point.
If I start putting in numbers, he wins. I think that's his end goal.
Yeah.
It's to get someone to do something that they wouldn't do just to prove him wrong.
And then there's his his $10,000 reward.
100,000, I believe.
It was 100,000.
Cash reward of 100,000 has been offered to anyone who can send us by email conclusive physical evidence of the existence of the moon. Hey, and the reward's still out there.
No, yeah, and he's like, and to this point, no one has claimed this reward. So,
but if you're looking to get in touch, if you have some evidence, send it to the madrev@zwallet.com.
What was that? Z what?
The madrev@zwallet.com.
zwallet.com. He's going to steal your money.
Yeah, as soon as you click on it, everything has been corrupted.
Yep.
You pretty much have to move. Just start a new life.
Pretty much, yeah. Because it's gone. Your previous identity is his now.
Yep. And now you're associated with the Mad Revisionist.
Good for you.
You can't get that off of anything.
No, you're flagged.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Anyway, man, I think that's really about it for this episode. We just wanted to keep it quick and short and I guess sort of to the point. I mean, I don't know.
Honestly, with this subject, there's not much that you can cover. We did cover the sun and moon both being a hoax.
I guess that's two big topics to cover at once, so yay for us.
Also, this is a bit of a rough draft, we'll admit.
Yeah, you know, we've done some tests. We're getting our format down, and I just want to have fun with this and just talk about the stupid things that I find on the internet.
And it's good to get it off your chest, because then you're thinking about it, and it's not good to think about this stuff for a long period of time.
No, because then you start talking to your employees at work about this, and then they talk to HR about this. And it's just a whole long talk about how you can't describe the mating habits of a Bigfoot.
It's not good dinner conversation.
Oh, I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun thing.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Oh my god!
So what have you been up to? Well, I learned that the moon isn't real.
Yeah.
Allow me to expand your mind.
Yeah, just corner somebody and talk to them about how the moon isn't real. That'll be fun.
Oh man, just throw some numbers at them. How are they gonna know?
Taking a note from our friend, huh? The Mad Rev.
I'm telling you, as soon as they look it up, I've won.
All right, guys. I guess we're going to sign off now. Well, just thank you for just struggling through this with us.
Yeah.
My name is Matt.
My name is Julian.
And I hope you guys I hope you keep it weird. Is what we're going to leave you off with, is what I'm hoping you do. You just keep it weird.
Yeah, maybe regain some of your psychic power. Don't believe in the moon so much.
Yeah, stop believing in the moon, guys. It's not real. I stopped a long time ago, so... Anyway.
Pretty dark out, though. only negative.
And the tides. Oh, the tides are gone.
Yeah. Swimming is kind of dead now.
I mean, the water's still there. It's just there's nothing pulling. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. We'll see you later, guys. And bye.